And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. Welcome to Oklahoma Sports Scene here at the We Street Ice Center. A very special occasion, though. We're inside the Great Pucks Sports Bar and Grill here in the middle between the two big ice rinks here. Very special night. We got 3 Hall of Fame basketball coaches talking basketball this national championship week. Ted Owens, Kansas Hall of Famer, legendary coach there. Also have Ken Hayes, Hall of Fame coach at the University of Tulsa, and the coach from the Connor State College basketball team, just played in the National Junior College Championship, Bill Muse. All will be here to talk basketball with us tonight. But first, let's talk to our hostess here. Ms. Terry Rosser, thank you for hosting us here.
Pleasure. Nice to see you again.
Tell us something about this fabulous place. All kinds of room here, all kinds of TVs. Fabulous place.
So I would probably say that Pucks is like a giant sports suite. It's 12,000 square feet.
Right.
It's like when someone gives you that VIP pass, you know you're going to get good service, good food, and a good time. And everybody walks in here and goes, "This is amazing."
Got to be the biggest sports bar in the state, maybe?
It's got to be close.
I think so.
And nothing prettier, that's for sure.
Well, you also have Chef D'Angelo's.
We do. We have an awesome chef.
Great
yes, Chef D.
Give us some of the features here we're going to be enjoying here during the show.
So Yingling is a sponsor of Pucks.
Right.
So our beer batter is a Yingling beer batter. So these are our fried mushrooms.
Giant, wow.
Yes, they're beautiful. We have our house fried onion rings that are also done with the beer batter. And then our pork rinds, which are house fried. They come in 3 flavors. We've got habanero, honey mustard dipping sauce, a horsey blue cheese dipping sauce, and then our house ranch. So whatever your taste buds are, from spicy to just savory, we've got it all for you.
And you got entrees as well you offer the folks too.
We do. We have entrees, and some of our most famous things are our half-pound burgers.
Oh, wow.
Some people will actually do a double, which is crazy to me.
Gosh.
And then our pizzas. Everybody loves our pizzas.
Now what about this pizza with honey? Which one's that?
So that would be our sin bin, which of course is the name for the penalty box.
Yes.
So hit the name. That is our mozzarella cheese with our house sauce. It has pepperoni, sausage, peppers and onions,
right.
And then a good hot honey drizzle on there, and a little bit of fresh basil, and it is delicious.
Well, we're looking forward to enjoying the food here, enjoying the big screen. How about 150 inches?
150-inch screen, 14 TVs down the entire facility, which is, again, 12,000 square feet.
And what are the hours for Pucks?
So Pucks is open till 1 a.m.
Wow.
If people want to stay and party with us, we are open for lunch and dinner. And there's the 2 ice rinks. We call it dinner and a show. So if you sit by the ice, there's always something to watch out there.
Ms. Terry Rosser, she's the director of their food and beverage here. And again, thank you, and thank Chef D'Angelo.
Yes.
And of course, our host, Andy Skirdo.
Of course, Andy's awesome. Yeah.
Thanks so much. We'll enjoy it tonight here.
Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you.
Come right back and meet the Hall of Fame coaches after we take this time out on Oklahoma Sports Scene.
Pitch. Casey lines it down the left field line. Drillers win.
Baseball, fireworks, food, and family, it's all in Tulsa at One Oak Field. Score your Drillers season membership today with plans and prices fit for every fan. Whether you want to catch every game or select nights, we know you will have a great time at the ballpark. We're proud to offer a variety of membership options, so don't wait. Contact a Drillers rep who will personally help you find the right plan for you. It's all in Drillville for 2025.
The We Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The We Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. We Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
Our story. It lives in Tulsa, where the spirit of the past lives alongside us and urges us on toward a vibrant future. Because our story is still being written. It's the story of Tulsa, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's covering our rich history, bringing you the hidden gems of the food scene, or following the action in local sports. And here, in the Tulsa world, is where it comes to life.
Tulsa Oilers hockey at the BOK Center. The ultimate experience of hockey and entertainment. Save big on season tickets today. Full season tickets starting as low as $17 per month for all 36 home games. Get your season tickets at TulsaOilers.com. That's TulsaOilers.com. Experience hard-hitting, glove-dropping, pulse-pounding, glass-rattling kind of thrill. Season tickets available now at TulsaOilers.com. That's TulsaOilers.com. This is your town, your team, your Tulsa Oilers hockey.
All right, let's tip it off here. Let's meet our legendary Hall of Fame coaches here. Starting to my right here with a guy who's legendary coach of the University of Kansas Jayhawks. Ted Owens just came back from the Final Four. Coach, how was it down there in San Antonio?
Well, it was wonderful. We saw history in the Houston game.
Oh, incredible.
Incredible comeback. It was worth the trip to see that. 7 down, 1:26 to go on the clock.
Wow.
They not much hope, but they found a way to do it.
I don't suppose you saw my old buddy Norm Stewart down there, did you?
No, I went to the Final Four coaches dinner, and of course Norm's never been there.
Jack Lowe's also reminded me about the Missouri Tigers. And Ken Hayes, Hall of Fame of the University of Tulsa. And of course, Coach, we just were with you last week in Oklahoma City for a big luncheon in your honor to introduce you as one of the newest members of the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations again.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, one of your big campaign managers sitting right next to you, Bill Muse, the legendary coach of Connor State College, just came back to the National Junior College Finals. And Coach, how were the finals there for you?
Well, the final game was a little hard, but we were able to play 5 games in 7 days. Came up a little short in the finals, but first of all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here with these 2 Hall of Famers.
Well, we want to start with where it all started for you guys. Coach, how about for you? Where did you begin? I know, of course, you played for the University of Oklahoma with Rick Drake, the old famous coach there at OU.
Yeah, and Coach Drake is one of the. There are about 50 of us who have been to the Final Four 2 or more times,
right.
And Coach Drake was one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, had a great coach, great man.
So, for you in Hollis, Oklahoma, it's been a pretty famous place for athletes, hasn't it?
Sure has. With that little town, has 5 members in the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame: Darrell Royal, Leon Heath, Wilcie Moore, Lindy McDaniel, and I was privileged to be selected.
And Ken Hayes there, a couple of years younger than Coach Owen, just a couple of years younger there. But Coach, where did it all begin for you? I know at the luncheon you asked somebody, do they know what was that place was?
Bradley, Oklahoma.
Yeah, no hands went up there. Where is Bradley, Oklahoma?
Well, it's right between Cox City and Middleburg. Now, more specific, it's 6 miles west of Lindsay and 17 miles southeast of Chickasha, Oklahoma. I might say I was there for 3 years, and the way they kept the school open, they had 27 girls and 23 boys in the top 4 grades.
Wow.
And the way they kept the school open by ADA was they would hire a custodian. Our custodian had 8 kids. That's how he got the job. Those were the days, Chris.
Well, that was 56, 58 at Bradley. Then you go to Stillwell, Oklahoma. Then got a junior college position at Bacone and Muskogee.
Yeah, Stillwell was a dream job. Once again, I walked into some great athletes at Stillwell and left in the middle of the year. We were 5th in the state in rankings and 12-2, and the Bacone job opened up. I applied, and luckily or unlucky, I got the job.
Tell us about getting your chance at the college level, though, at the University of Tulsa.
Yeah, as you know, baseball is my favorite sport. And at Bacone, we finished 3rd in the nation up at Hutchinson, and Joe Swank, the coach, he says, Coach, I'd like you to come and be my assistant. And I said, Coach, I'm going to California and coach baseball, my favorite sport. Well, I went to California, and I once again just fell into some unbelievable baseball talent. In fact, I'm taking up too much time. Anyway, the only American team that ever won the Little League World Series was Campbell, California. Huh. All right, now of course it's 4 or 5 years before I get to West Valley, which was located in Campbell, California. So I got to inherit those Little Leaguers in baseball. Cal Berkeley, it was a terrible time in America, and I did not want to raise my kids in that environment. So Joe Swank was coming to the California Junior College Basketball Tournament. And I I went in. He was there. I didn't know he was coming, and we were talking. And I said, "Coach, if that job ever opens up, I'd like to be considered." He said, "Well, that job's going to be open, and I'd like to hire you."
Wow.
So that's how I come back to Tulsa.
1965, and 3 years later, he's the head coach of the Golden Hurricane. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But first, Bill Muse, 33 years now at Connors State College. Bill, that's going to be some kind of longevity record. Congratulations, Coach. How'd you get that job?
Well, I spent 11 years in Division I as an assistant, and I wanted a head coaching job to get some experience. I'd applied for some head jobs and didn't have any head coaching experience, so I thought I'd solve that problem by going out there for a few years to get some experience. And only 33 years later, I'm still looking for that experience. But it's been a great run. I've had some great players, and really enjoyed my time out there.
I got to ask you about your first head coaching job, though. The Georgia Peaches, the women's professional basketball league. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a league that went defunct after about 6 months, but it was one of those early women's program that they tried to go and play before they had all the funding in place. So it was a great experience. I coached a couple Olympic players on my team, and it just never got off the ground. So that was the start, and I learned a lot of lessons during those years.
Well, Bill Muse came to Connors State College, 33 years there. I know you had many other opportunities with your kind of record and stuff, people trying to get you out of there. Why did you stay at Warner and Connors?
Well, a lot of reasons. I really had a lot of success. Got to campus, met my wife there, had a child there. The years started flying by. Became athletic director, and just felt like that was the level that I belonged on. You know, I think you find out where you belong in basketball, and I could help so many more kids in junior college. They're only there for 2 years, and you can help so many more kids in a 2-year period of time. And you know, we were able to do that and get them graduated. And so many of the players that I've had an opportunity to coach are first time that they've even been to college. Nobody in their family's ever been to college before. And so when you see those kind of kids graduate and walk across stage, it's extremely rewarding.
How are the three of you connected over the years? How did you know Coach Muse and Coach Hayes, Ted?
Well, Coach Hayes takes credit for my being going to the University of Kansas.
Tell us that story.
I was coaching baseball as well as basketball and football at Cameron College in Lawton, Oklahoma. My baseball team was in Muskogee playing Bacon, coached by Coach Hayes. The score was 0-0, and late in the game, and Coach Hayes comes over and said, "You have an emergency phone call at my house." So I go over, I leave the game, and go over to his house, which was only a block or so away, if that far.
Yeah.
And I said, "This is Ted Owens." I'm thinking my dad or somebody in the family. And the answer was, "This is Monty Moho, your old high school teammate in Hollis, Oklahoma." He said, "I'm now the broadcaster for Kansas University Sports." He said, "The assistant coach, Jerry Wall, just resigned, and I've talked to him about your being the assistant, and they said, if you'll get up here a day after tomorrow, we'll be the first one to interview you." So I go back to the game. We squeeze a run home. And I think, boy, I blew that. We can't. But fortunately, I found a way to lose a 12-0 lead in our game against Northeastern. So I loaded the guys up, headed back to Lawton, and then on to Lawrence, and ended up getting the job.
Worked out pretty well. Ken, how about this guy? How'd you get together with Coach Muse here?
Well, through just coaching and conventions and all that kind of stuff, and Bill come to Connors, and of course I loved go to the games, and I might tell you this: there are a lot of great coaches in America. There's not a better coach than Bill Muse and Connors College. You can't be more entertained than seeing Connors Cowboys play basketball. They are very, very well coached. They're very entertaining, and we have just become great fans.
And Bill, you're quite a fan of Ken Hayes. You really carried his banner into the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well, I think both these guys sitting up here are legend. In my opinion, Coach should have been in the Hall of Fame years and years ago. He's one of two people to ever coach Oral Roberts in Tulsa. Bill Self being the other one, being as a head coach, and he's had success everywhere he's ever been, and I've had a chance to, really study Coach, and been really impressed with him. He's a great person and well deserved to be in this Hall of Fame.
I want to come back and find out who coached these coaches, and who are their mentors, who are the people they looked up to and helped teach them this game. After this time out here on Oklahoma Sports Scene.
The Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The Wee Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
Founded in 1960, Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing has been dressing gentlemen for over half a century. We are family owned and operated, offering premium brand tuxedos and accessories in our Tulsa store on South Harvard. Bashira's also does made-to-measure suits, sports coats, dress shirts, and slacks, and a top line of sportswear. We do tailoring on site to assure the perfect fit so you will look your very best for that special occasion. Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing, an Oklahoma tradition.
It's that time again, Tulsa. Your Tulsa Oilers indoor football team is back. Season kicks off Saturday, April 19th at the BOK Center, where your Oilers look to take down the San Antonio Gunslingers. Let's pack the house and start some ruckus. Season tickets start at just $9 per month with all home games on Saturdays. Experience the lightning-fast, hard-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. Get your tickets now at TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com. Saturday, April 19th. Join the Oilers action.
The Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, home of the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award, is a treasure trove of memorabilia honoring Oklahoma sports legends. For museum hours or to schedule a tour, go to oklahomasportshalloffame.org.
And we're back on Oklahoma Sports Scene inside the Puck's Sports Bar and Grill here in the Wee Street Ice Center with 3 legendary Hall of Fame basketball coaches. Ted Owens, Kansas; Ken Hayes, Tulsa; College State College coach Bill Muse. I'm wondering about how you guys got your start. Who are your mentors? Who are the guys you look up to? Who helped you in the coaching job?
Well, the first person that helped us was my dad, who was a cotton farmer in southwest Oklahoma, but he built a goal out in our backyard, right. Dirt floor. We had a rim, but we didn't have a net, which led to a lot of arguments whether the ball really went through or not. Yes. And then I had a high school coach named Joe Bailey Metcalf. And next to my dad, he's been the most influential person in my life. And then I had the honor of playing at the University of Oklahoma. I had a great freshman coach, Shockey Needy, and then Bruce Drake, who's a Naismith Hall of Famer. Then after I left Cameron and went to Kansas, I had the privilege of coaching under Dick Hart, who not only is a fine coach, but a wonderful man.
How about you, Ken? Who are some of the guys you look up to and helped give you your start in this career?
Well, at 16 years of age, I joined the Navy. I had to wait till my 17th birthday to join, and I was going to be a career man.
Yeah.
Well, 3 months of boot camp, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I wasn't going to be no career man. So when I got out of the service 4 years later, I went to Northeastern State to be a business teacher.
Ah.
Oh yeah, so 2 courses in business. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I wasn't going to be no business teacher. So I just kind of moved over into coaching. Of course, I played basketball and baseball and loved sports, and so I just kind of migrated to sports.
Was there one coach who really influenced you?
Mr. Rousey, a lot of coaches influenced me, but the coach at Northeastern State, Mr. Rousey, was a good guy, good coach, and I kind of followed his example.
Bill, you had spent some time in a lot of major colleges as assistant coach.
I spent 11 years in Division I, and one of my early mentors in Division I was Cliff Ellis, who gave me an opportunity as a graduate assistant in South Alabama. I spent 4 years with him, and then went to a few other colleges, and then he brought me back to Clemson with him my last 2 years in Division I, which was a great experience. And he's a guy that's won almost 900 college basketball games, so he gave me a lot of advice. And a lot like Coach Owens, my dad was very influential in my life. My brother was very influential. My dad was an athletic director and high school coach many, many years, and in the New Jersey High School Hall of Fame. So that got me going and interested in sports, and I've been doing it ever since.
You know, as we tape this show, it's the night of the national championship game between the Florida Gators and the Houston Cougars. Thinking about some of the great coaches in the national championships. And one that really stands out, of course, guys, you want to get stories from you guys on this. John Wooden, the Wizard of Westwood, UCLA basketball coach, of course. He had 12 national championships in an incredible span, 10 national championships in 12 seasons, 7 in a row, from 67 to 73. And a quote I thought of Coach Wooden, I thought of you guys. He always said, a good coach can change a game. A great coach can change a life. And all three of you have done that.
Yeah.
Several years ago, at the Final Four, we always go to the church services on Sunday morning. And so the minister who was the chaplain at the University of Maryland spoke, and he said something to us. He said, coaches should remember that you don't use young people just to win a game. You use the game to win young people. And that really says it the best way you can possibly say it.
How about you? Some Coach Wooden philosophy there? Any interaction with the coach?
Well, we played UCLA twice, and of course we lost both games. But he was somebody that everybody looked up to. He was a great mentor to a lot of us. Yeah.
How about you? Any interaction with the UCLA program and Coach Wooden?
No, I didn't have any action with them, but you know, in junior college, you deal with a lot of student athletes that come in with single-parent homes and some difficulties growing up, and we're able to change lives, and that's the reason I've stayed at this level.
And as this, you know, Coach Wooden, of course, had that great pyramid of success. So many great philosophies: hurry but don't be quick, or something. Be quick but don't hurry.
Yeah.
Great comments like that. But from a philosophical standpoint, Bill, what is your philosophy of basketball? What is your type of game? What do you want to play?
I want to play defense first, which is unheard of probably today, and I want to use our defense to create our offense and move into the fast break and up tempo. But you know, we're pretty disciplined as far as shot selection and guarding people, and so that's basically my philosophy.
Coach Hayes, how about you?
You know, Chris, you keep your job. Wins and losses. That's how you keep your job. Unfortunately, that's the way it was. But the real thing is what guys are doing after basketball. Today, I get phone calls from guys who played 30 years ago. You know, and that's what coaching is all about: is helping young guys find their place in life. And like I say, you keep your job with wins and losses, but relationships are still very important.
Ted, I know that's true for you. I'm the official driver, by the way, for Ted Owens, and back and forth to different places here. The phone's always ringing. It's always some past guys and past players and past assistant coaches. We've got a great legacy, a lot of great coaches, a lot of great players.
Yeah, I think one of the greatest things in sports and coaching is the relationship you have for years and years after that.
Correct.
Phog Allen, the great coach at Kansas, he always would say, you'd ask Doc Allen, who's your greatest team? Who's your greatest coach? And he'd always say, let's wait 25 years and see what they've done with their life.
Wow.
And I'll tell you who it was.
Yeah.
We're coming back next, and we're going to have these guys talk about their favorite memories, favorite teams, favorite games, favorite players. This could take a while. Let's get a timeout in first.
Tulsa Oilers hockey at the BOK Center. The ultimate experience of hockey and entertainment. Save big on season tickets today. Full season tickets starting as low as $17 per month for all 36 home games. Get your season tickets at TulsaOilers.com. That's TulsaOilers.com. Experience hard-hitting, glove-dropping, pulse-pounding, glass-rattling kind of thrill. Season tickets available now at TulsaOilers.com. That's TulsaOilers.com. This is your town, your team, your Tulsa Oilers hockey.
Founded in 1960, Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing has been dressing gentlemen for over half a century. We are family owned and operated, offering premium brand tuxedos and accessories at our Tulsa store on South Harvard. Bashira's also does made-to-measure suits, sports coats, dress shirts, and slacks, and a top line of sportswear. We do tailoring on site to assure the perfect fit so you will look your very best for that special occasion. Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing, an Oklahoma tradition.
Pitch, Casey lines it down the left field line. Drillers win!
Baseball, fireworks, food, and family, it's all in Tulsa at One Oak Field. Score your Drillers season membership today with plans and prices fit for every fan. Whether you want to catch every game or select nights, we know you will have a great time at the ballpark. We're proud to offer a variety of membership options, so don't wait. Contact a Drillers rep who will personally help you find the right plan for you. It's all in Drillville for 2025.
The Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The Wee Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
And we're back with our Hall of Fame panel of basketball coaches, Ted Owens, Ken Hayes. Again, down the end there, because Bill Muse done a great job down at Connor State College. Just came back to the National Junior College Tournament. Well, you've developed a lot of great talent, sent them on to major colleges. Who are some of the players that stood out to you in your long career there with the Cowboys?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to coach a lot of really good players, but the one that comes to mind most recently, I had the opportunity to coach Mason Jones, who's with the Sacramento Kings right now. And he played for us for a year, went to the University of Arkansas, and became SEC Player of the Year, and then went to the draft and is now with the Kings. And you know, he's probably my most notable player. We also had a guy before me at Connor State named a guy by the name of Elmore Spencer. I didn't have the privilege of coaching him, but I had the privilege of watching him play, and he was a great player at Connors as well.
Ken, how about you? You used the University of Tulsa, and of course on in Mexico as well.
Well, I've been asked a million times, who's your best player you ever coached? And my response is always the same. I can't tell you, but I can tell you this. They all do different things, so it's hard to pick one. Bingo Smith took basketball further than any other player I ever coached. Bingo Smith's jersey is retired by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Wow. They've only retired 4 in their franchise history. And Bingo Smith's jersey is retired with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
When did you play in Tulsa?
Yes.
Yeah, what years?
He played 68 through, I'm getting confused here, 68 through 70, yeah.
Was that the old fairgrounds then, or where were you playing then?
Fairgrounds.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And we hope that there would be some heat in there.
Yeah, that's right. Some great memories, though, of the great players at the University of Tulsa with Ken Hayes.
Yeah.
Well, you got a long list here, I know, Coach, and some great players and some great memories. And of course, took 2 Kansas teams to the Final Four of the championship games.
Yeah, it's hard. I had 5 All-Americans at Kansas. Had well, in junior college, my first All-American was Bud Samant, who went on and played at OCU, and was a great player. Basketball, you depend on one another. For instance, one of my greatest players was Tom Cavisto, who led us to the Final Four in '74.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great scorer, but he still holds the record at Kansas for 17 assists in a game.
Wow.
So the best judgment of a player, and you hear coaches say this, and it's true, is that the best players are the ones who make their teammates better.
Yeah.
And he was that kind of JoJo White. I had 5 All-Americans: Walt Wesley, JoJo White, Dave Robish, Bud Stallworth, and Darnell Valentine. But I had other players who really gave as much to the team as any of them did.
I have some great memories of Coach Owens. He was very nice to me when I was a little freshman reporter there in Columbia, Missouri at KFRU Radio, and the Jayhawks would come into Old Brewer Fieldhouse, and I'd come in there with my little recorder and sit down on the bench with Coach Owens before the game. That's before you guys
he would do his radio show
right there.
while I'm trying to prepare for the game.
Just before you guys had police escorts to bring you on the court after everybody else was there, you know.
Yeah.
Coach would be out there in the time, we had a good time talking. And great memories of that coach there. And some great players too through the years at KU, for sure. Well, again, the thing about you and the players you guys have developed and stuff, it's going to be such a great thing to know these guys not only develop their game, but develop their lives with you guys too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's payday.
Yeah.
You keep your job by wins and losses, but the payday is what they're doing after basketball. And you know, I still get calls from guys that played 40 years ago, and you know, we still bring back the memories. And it's just it's a fun thing to have been a part of their life.
Well, it's so impressed me. A couple of times you've been nice enough to have me come down and host a couple of Hall of Fame events for you guys there. And so impressed with the community there. That really tied into the college there.
We have a small community, and I like to joke about it. We have more people that can sit in our facility than we do the number of people in the town, which is quite unusual. But anyway, the support's great. It's an older crowd still, and you know, Connors basketball is very important in that town.
Ask you, what about your philosophy of coaching? What was your strength? What you try to get through?
Well, before I answer that, the coaches, like anybody else, the one thing I've learned in life in 95 years is that no matter how hard you work or how you develop your skills and so forth, you don't get there by yourself. And so our philosophy was that we play together, we're a team, and so it's just teamwork, having the opportunity to put all your talents together to create one team.
You experienced 2 Final Fours. Tell us about your experiences there. I know one you'll never forget, JoJo White on the sidelines.
Well, I probably remember that when we didn't get there, in 1966, we had a great team. JoJo White became eligible at midterm, and we already had a good team before JoJo joined us. And we play in the Elite Eight, Lubbock, Texas, and we were, score was tied with 7 seconds to go. We had the ball out of bounds. We said, get the ball to JoJo, penetrate. Well, he penetrated, and if they doubled him, we were going to get the ball to the open man. And they drove him toward his left down the sideline. He nails it at the gun. We win the game. We're charged out on the court. An official comes in and says he stepped out of bounds. We were on the other side of the court. We didn't even think about it as being out of bounds. But and so we nailed it. We think we're on the way to the Final Four, and then Texas Western, after that ruling, they go and win the game, go win the championship, and go down in history as the first team to start 5 black players. But they, even those guys, after all those years, will say Kansas was the best team that they played the whole year.
How about a game or a special event that stood out to you, Bill, in all those years there at Connors State, a game you won't forget, either winning or losing it?
I think most recently in this last tournament, we played the #1 team in the country, Snow College, and my little point guard, DJ Dormew, made a shot from about 35 feet that won us the game, and SportsCenter picked it up, and it was the top 3 plays in SportsCenter, so that was a memory that I'll never forget.
How about you, Kenny? Any of your coaching stops?
As a head coach at the University of Tulsa for 7 years, we were in the Missouri Valley Conference, which at that time was the toughest conference in America. You know, you're going to go play Cincinnati, then come back through Louisville. Drake in their heyday, Bradley, St. Louis, Wichita State. Who are you going to beat? Who are you going to beat? Well, we had some great wins, never had a losing season. We beat Louisville in Fairgrounds Pavilion. They were ranked 3rd in the nation, and we beat them there, and we had some great wins. Of course, had some losses, but we had some great wins.
Coach, I remember a game they still talk about being the best game ever played at Oral Roberts University. You played ORU in an NCAA tournament game in the old Navy Center.
Yeah, it was a terrific game. Ken Trickey, when they went into Division I, he brought his staff up to KU, and we spent a day with them. He wanted to know what are the things that we need to do in Division I, and who would have thought just a few years later we'd be playing them on their home court for a chance to go to the national championship. And they had great talent. Ken had assembled some really good players. And we jumped out to a lead. We were 15 up on them early in the game, but they made their run. They were too good to hold off.
Yeah.
And they were, I can't even remember, 7-8 up, a little bit like the Houston game.
Yeah.
And we hit our last 5 shots, send it into overtime, win it in overtime. Yeah. And a lot of people say it's the greatest basketball game ever played in Tulsa.
Yeah. Get these guys' comments on the game, past, present, and future college basketball. After you just take this break, timeout.
Winning racing action is back this spring at Remington Park. April Racing features the annual extravaganza that is Extreme Race Day on Sunday, April 13th, featuring horse racing combined with zebra, ostrich, and camel competitions. The rich Remington Park Futurity Night of Racing is on Saturday, April 19th. The Remington Park Racing Week is Thursday through Sunday. The first race at 6 p.m. nightly, with Sunday racing at 4 p.m. The best racing, simulcast racing, and non-stop jackpot casino action is at Remington Park.
Founded in 1960, Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing has been dressing gentlemen for over half a century. We are family owned and operated, offering premium brand tuxedos and accessories at our Tulsa store on South Harvard. Bashira's also does made-to-measure suits, sports coats, dress shirts, and slacks, and a top line of sportswear. We do tailoring on site to assure the perfect fit so you will look your very best for that special occasion. Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing, an Oklahoma tradition.
Tulsa Oilers hockey at the BOK Center. The ultimate experience of hockey and entertainment. Save big on season tickets today. Full season tickets starting as low as $17 per month for all 36 home games. Get your season tickets at TulsaOilers.com. That's TulsaOilers.com. Experience hard-hitting, glove-dropping, pulse-pounding, glass-rattling kind of thrill. Season tickets available now at TulsaOilers.com. That's TulsaOilers.com. This is your town, your team, your Tulsa Oilers hockey.
Back with our 3 Hall of Fame basketball coaches, Ted Owens, Ken Hayes, Bill Muse. These are guys with almost 7 decades of coaching and a total of 1,632 victories. These 3 guys here. One you got to tell me about is the very first game that TU played at Oral Roberts University.
Well, we were in the Missouri Valley Conference, and night in and night out, it was just a dogfight. Anyway, they had trouble. They were so good, they had trouble getting games. So they're playing Molly Potts 1 and Molly Potts 2, you know, and had a great record and everything. So I got a memo from my president, we'll never play Oral Roberts University. Okay, that's fine and dandy. Well, one night it was raining, I'm at home, and somebody knocked on the door, and it was Oral Roberts.
President Roberts?
He come into my house, had his hat on, you know, and his coat, you know, and we had coffee and donuts, and, you know, he said, Coach, we'd like to play your team. I said, Oral, it's left up to me. We play tonight. Yeah. I'm tired of this nonsense. I'm tired of it. We'd play tonight. He says, well, Coach, I understand. I said, I don't have any control over it. He said, I understand. A day later, I get a memo from my president. We will play Oral Roberts, and we will be the aggressor. So that's how the game started. Well, they had great talent. Yeah. We're playing West Texas State. My little guard, he breaks an ankle. They thought he broke it. They got him in the hospital. Guys get him out of the hospital. We fly back to Tulsa on a Sunday. Now we got to play on a Monday night. We don't have enough guys to practice on Sunday afternoon. We go to the Fairgrounds Pavilion, and it's packed out. People are everywhere. We waited 10 years for this game or whatever, you know, and oh my goodness. Long story short, we won the game. And there was a lot of long faces in the ORU crowd.
Oh, gosh. Bill, I know you've had some great memories through all your coaching careers. And any games really stood out to you in terms of a game that really meant a lot to you personally?
I think this season overall meant a lot to me. Earlier in the year, in December, I lost my wife, and she passed away. And so I think our players actually played for a higher level than ourselves.
And you had no returning starters, right, this year?
Yeah, all players had left, and we were off a Final Four team from the year before. And we just went on this unbelievable run second semester and propelled us all the way to the championship game.
And your final record this season was?
34-3.
Wow. Well, Coach, as a senior member of this thing, and if we talk basketball history, it really starts at the University of Kansas. Fog Allen and Dr. Naismith, that was the history of KU and the game.
Yeah, Dr. Naismith, of course, invented a game in Springfield, Massachusetts. Listen to some of the rules of the game. You can't dribble. Now, guys would go nuts today. I mean, it's dribble mania. Now, because you can't travel anymore. I think 6 years ago was the last time I've seen a travel call. But the worst rule they had was center jump. Do you know the center, after every score, you jump center?
Wow.
And as you very well know, I haven't seen an official yet who could throw it up straight. Bill Johnson was the first Kansas player to ever make the Naismith Hall of Fame. And I asked someone, what was Bill good at? He said he got to jump every time. He was a great jumper, great leaper. He'd get the tip every time. Theoretically, if you scored every time, got the tip every time, the other team would never touch the ball. So, but the rules have changed and the game's changed. The three-point shot, I think, has been a huge and widening the lane so that the big guys can't count in front of it.
I was on a couple coaching tips from Ted Owens. He told me, one, when you dribble what, you move?
Dr. Allen said, when you dribble a ball, you move one player. When you pass the ball, you move all five players. And there's still a lot to that.
And your defensive philosophy? Nobody guards a bad shooter.
Oh, no. One thing I've learned over the years, that bad shooters are always open.
Yeah, right.
Must drive you crazy as the coach. Don't shoot. How impactful has that three-point play been?
It's been huge. Along with the shot clock, those two things have really made a difference, and it's changed the game.
I got to ask you, Ken, about the portal. The University of Tulsa has had 8 of their players go into the portal. The University of Oklahoma just lost their number 1 All-American guard, a great scorer, but into the NBA, so give them an opportunity for that. But the portal and NIL really changed this game.
Absolutely. I don't know what the end is going to be, but something's got to happen. Somebody's got to get it controlled. Chris, can I?
Yeah.
One more game.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, Coach, please.
Like I say, we beat ORU, and then we got to go to their place next year. Okay, so I am physically totally exhausted. I know I had no money, no facility at the University of Tulsa. I've had it. I'm out of here. So I went and resigned 3 days before the game. Well, one of the sportscasters, not casters, but one of the sports writers, he wrote this article about, how cowardly I was. No, we're going to get drilled at ORU, and it was not a good article. Make a long story longer, there was an oversold crowd, the largest crowd ever to see a basketball game in Oklahoma was 12-5. It was 12-5.
Wow.
It was overcrowded.
Yeah.
The game starts. We're down 21-3. I am looking for a way out. It's over, Felix. It's over. Well, long story longer. We win the game by 7 points, 92-85, and it was a great win, a great way to go out.
Bill, has the NIL portal come into the junior college ranks as much in Connor State College? You had to deal with that much?
No, fortunately not at this level, and the portal is also not involved in junior college level, and personally I'm not sure it's good for the game, either one, right now.
Yeah, I'm just looking here, just recently, in fact, a reaction to you guys talk about this, veteran successful college coaches, Ted. We're talking like Villanova coach Jay Wright, Virginia's Tony Bennett, Miami, Florida, Jim Larinaga, Florida State's Leonard Hamilton. Also, they're done. They're out of the game. They just are tired of the NIL and the portal.
Most attractive thing in the game today is, of course, the money. Coach Self makes more in a day than I made in a year. So the money's great and all of that, but the circumstances, you have the worst combination you can have. The transfer portal combined with the NIL, it's free agency.
Yeah.
Every year, like it's a little bit like coaching in junior college.
Yeah.
Every year you have to
roster.
redo your team.
Give you an example of this. That Cooper Flagg, the college basketball player of the year for Duke, great freshman player. His freshman year, 1 year at Duke, his NIL money was $4.8 million. The top high school recruit in the nation, a kid from Minnesota, A.J. Danasta, I believe it is, reportedly signed for Brigham Young University for $7 million for setting foot on campus. How do you compete with stuff like that?
Yeah, it's a new game. It's totally out of control, and I don't see it coming to an end. I don't know what's going to happen.
The National Junior College Tournament, Coach. What a great morning to night. How many teams are there? It's incredible.
24 teams, 16 automatic bids, 8 at-larges, and it's a played versus almost in 1 week.
How many games do you have to win to get to that finals?
If you don't have a bye, you have to play 5 games. If you do have a bye, it's 4.
In how many days? 5 games?
7 days.
So by the time you get to the finals this past, you guys had to be exhausted.
Yeah, and I think we ran out of gas, to be honest. I mean, everything was affected. Our shots were a little bit short. We played them even the first half, and then the second half we lost by 8, but we were awful tired at the end.
Okay, guys, you're about to see the very final game of the college basketball season, the final tournament game, and now people talk, we need to expand the tournament. Do we need more teams in the tournament, Coach?
No. I'm assuming that players still go to class. I mean, here you think the tournament's lasting, 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Now you add another week. I don't, of course, I'm kind of an old school guy. For most of my career, you had to win a conference championship to even make it to the tournament.
Yeah.
Now 14 teams in one conference makes the tournament.
Yeah.
Well, it started with 32 teams in 1975. They expanded to 64 teams in 85. Now they're talking about 72 teams or more. We need this?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All about money.
All about money, that's for sure. We're going to come back and get some final thoughts from these guys. We're going to take a break, though, to get our Remington Race Report straight ahead.
Winning racing action is back this spring at Remington Park. April racing features the annual extravaganza that is Extreme Race Day on Sunday, April 13th, featuring horse racing combined with zebra, ostrich, and camel competitions. The Rich Remington Park Futurity Night of Racing is on Saturday, April 19th. The Remington Park Racing Week is Thursday through Sunday. The first race at 6 p.m. nightly, with Sunday racing at 4 p.m. The best racing, simulcast racing, and non-stop jackpot casino action is at Remington Park.
The Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, home of the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award, is a treasure trove of memorabilia honoring Oklahoma sports legends. For museum hours or to schedule a tour, go to oklahomasportshalloffame.org.
Our story. It lives in Tulsa, where the spirit of the past lives alongside us and urges us on toward a vibrant future. Because our story is still being written. It's the story of Tulsa, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's covering our rich history, bringing you the hidden gems of the food scene, or following the action in local sports. And here, in the Tulsa world, is where it comes to life.
It's It's that time again, Tulsa. Your Tulsa Oilers indoor football team is back. Season kicks off Saturday, April 19th at the BOK Center, where your Oilers look to take down the San Antonio Gunslingers. Let's pack the house and start some ruckus. Season tickets start at just $9 per month with all home games on Saturdays. Experience the lightning-fast, hard-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. Get your tickets now at TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com. Saturday, April 19th. Join the Oilers action.
We are gearing up for the big Extreme Day at Remington Park. Also, Remington Park Futurity Night coming up later on this month. First up, though, a high-stakes quality field of fillies and mares produced their A game on Thursday, April 3rd, helping to establish a new track record. Race 10 on Thursday, April 3rd, featured older fillies and mares, many with proven stakes credentials. That talent came through over the sloppy sealed track. They're off. Good start. I Am Candy breaking way inside Designer Jeans. Now coming along, Socially Fun, PYC Wicked Fun, trying to catch up Trademark K, and Southwesterly making a bid. I Am Candy has a slight advantage with 100 to go. Here comes Designer Jeans. I Am Candy, Alley Cat Dynasty outside. I Am Candy on top. I Am Candy, fourth a year ago in the Remington Park Oaks, returned for her first local start of 2025 and blistered a new 330-yard track record in 16.276 seconds, erasing the mark of 16.295 set by Apolitical Red Flash in 2023. PV Quarter Horse Farms of Ratliff City, Oklahoma bred and owned I Am Candy, trained by Eddie Lee Willis and ridden by Justine Kleber. The first night of trials is in the books with 5 qualifiers set for the Remington Park Futurity on April 19th. Some of the top performances of the night came out of race number 10, Remington Park Futurity Trial number 9. They're off. Good start for Flying Joy 1, Entice Me on a Monday also right there between them. IMD Prince, a player at the rail trying to keep up DR Talk Politics. Powering on now, Flying Joy 1 goes to the front. Entice Me on a Monday not quitting. IMD Prince right there as well. Here comes Entice Me on a Monday, finding more late. Entice Me on a Monday. Entice Me on a Monday did something no other horse did all night long. Went from inside post position number 5, breaking from post number 2. Entice Me on a Monday was the only runner all night over the sealed muddy track to win from an inside post and did so impressively. Entice Me on a Monday, owned by Tejas Troubadours of Rome, Texas. Jason Olmstead trains. Ramiro Garcia rode this one for Olmstead and Garcia. They won 3 on the night overall, and Entice Me on a Monday top qualified at 16.369. Flying Joy 1, also from that trial, the Oklahoma Futurity winner, finished second and qualified second for the Remington Park Futurity from night 1. And then IMD Prince, the 5, who was third, also qualified for the final on April 19th. Entice Me on a Monday, top qualifier from the opening night of Remington Park Futurity Trials. Your top 5 qualifiers from the first night of Remington Park Futurity Trials: Entice Me on a Monday, Flying Joy 1, both out of the same trial. Jason Olmstead training Entice Me on a Monday. Trey Wood training Flying Joy 1, the Oklahoma Futurity winner. Illegal Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 from an earlier trial, Jason Olmstead trainer. Fourth was IMD Prince, Salim Hernandez. And from the very first trial of the night, hanging on to make the final 5, I'm a Big Flash, John Steinbow trainer. Things will get extreme on April 13th, but hopefully not damaging like this when a horse came over to the paddock on Sunday, March 30th and decided to seek and destroy a window on the scale house. No one was injured except the scale house. The schedule for April 10th through the 13th, Thursday through Sunday, has racing at 6 p.m. nightly, with Sunday, April 13th, featuring extreme racing starting at 4 p.m. with the zebras, ostriches, Clydesdales, camels, and more. Then on Saturday, April 19th, the $868,000 plus Remington Park Futurity headlines a big stakes night, also featuring the $185,000 Remington Park Derby and the $160,000 Remington Park Oaks. All of those races are restricted to Oklahoma breds. Just a quick reminder, Saturday, May 3rd is Kentucky Derby Day. The big simulcast from Churchill Downs featured here at Remington Park. First race on May 3rd at Remington as at noon, with Kentucky Derby coming up just before 6 p.m. Still some tables remain. Please contact Remington Park Group Sales at remingtonpark.com or call the main number to get your tables for Kentucky Derby Saturday. At Remington Park in Oklahoma City, I'm Dale Day. Now back to Sportscene.
Thank you, Dale. We'll be right back with our final wrap-up with these 3 Hall of Fame college basketball coaches to take this last time out here on Oklahoma Sports Scene.
Winning racing action is back this spring at Remington Park. April racing features the annual extravaganza that is Extreme Race Day on Sunday, April 13th, featuring horse racing combined with zebra, ostrich, and camel competitions. The rich Remington Park Futurity Night of Racing is on Saturday, April 19th. The Remington Park Racing Week is Thursday through Sunday. The first race at 6 p.m. nightly, with Sunday racing at 4 p.m. The best racing, simulcast racing, and non-stop jackpot casino action is at Remington Park.
Pitch, Casey lines it down the left field line. Drillers win!
Baseball, fireworks, food, and family, it's all in Tulsa at One Oak Field. Score your Drillers season membership today with plans and prices fit for every fan. Whether you want to catch every game or select nights, we know you will have a great time at the ballpark. We're proud to offer a variety of membership options, so don't wait. Contact a Drillers rep who will personally help you find the right plan for you. It's all in Drillville for 2025.
The Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, home of the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award, is a treasure trove of memorabilia honoring Oklahoma sports legends. For museum hours or to schedule a tour, go to oklahomasportshalloffame.org.
And we're here back to wrap up our roundtable discussion with our Hall of Fame basketball coaches, Ted Owens, Ken Hayes, Bill Muse. Bill, this tournament is kind of different. There were no Cinderellas. We had 4 number 1 seeds go to the Final Four.
Yeah, it's the first time in a long time they've been able to do that. And of course, I'm pulling for Houston. I'm a big Kelvin Sampson fan, and great comeback win the other night.
How about that semifinal win? Have you been in a game like that where you ended up getting that many points in that short a time?
I have been a couple of them, and in our national tournament, we basically did the same thing, but it's unusual, and they just did a great job of pressing. And Duke made a lot of bad decisions getting the ball in bounds.
Ken, what do you think of that game?
Well, I was shocked. I was watching TV, and Florida is heavily favored.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they're really heavily favored. Of course, I'm with Bill. Kevin has Oklahoma ties, so naturally, you know, I'm for Houston.
Is this true what I heard? You slept through his semifinal victory at the end of the game?
Well, let's say I thought it was over with 10 minutes to go. I go play solitaire.
There you go.
And then my wife tells me the next morning, Houston won. I said, you gotta be kidding me.
Ted, you were there. You saw it in person. What a comeback.
Yeah, great comeback. You don't count Kelvin Sampson's team out. He was a tough competitor, and it certainly is. You can see it in his team. I was at Allen Fieldhouse when he came from 6 back with 30 seconds to go and beat Kansas in Allen Fieldhouse. So I knew that there's still a chance that they'd keep fighting to the end, and they did. I think it's going to be a wonderful game. Kelvin's tough defense there, but I'm telling you, this Walter Clayton is worth the price.
That Florida kid?
Yeah, he's a terrific player.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank again the folks here at Puck Sports Bar and Grill, taking good care of us. And great food here. Come out and enjoy yourself here. Again, 1 o'clock in the morning, so great place to watch all kinds of sporting events. So come on out and join us sometime there. Coach Owens, Coach Hayes, Coach Muse, thank you guys. The reason these guys
Pleasure.
are Hall of Famers, believe me. Thanks for joining us. Next week on the show, got a couple of special guests for you. I think you'll enjoy. Clark Kellogg, an old friend from CBS Sports.
Wow.
Clark going to join us on the show. And then also Felix Jones, who's a star at Booker T. Washington High School, then University of Arkansas, then the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame this week. Felix Jones will be on the show this next week as well. So until then, as I always remind you, be a good sport.